In this series of videos, you're going to learn what malware actually is. You're going to learn by looking at examples where we create different types of malware and Trojans. You're going to learn how to use malware to infect live machines. You're going to learn how to take control of live machines, how to send data from a PC to a victim's machine. You're going to learn how to create backdoors and Trojans. Now, this information is being shared purely as an informational purpose only. We do not advocate any illegal use of the trainings in this particular series. The idea is to educate you on what is possible, what attackers are using out there to make lives of users extremely difficult, and techniques to prevent and mitigate these types of attacks. The main difference between a Trojan and a virus is that Trojans do not replicate. Viruses, on the other hand, replicate and then infect other machines. The main difference here is Trojans will infect a victim's machine, and we'll talk about the different type of Trojans that actually are available that are the most destructive. The thing is with Trojans, they hide in memory and are very hard to detect. One particular type of Trojan is called the remote access Trojan, or RAT. Now, these have the ability to take control over a victim's machine. And when I say take control, you can control the camera, you can control the keyboard, you can log the keystrokes, you can run programs on the victim's machine, you can share files between your machine and the victim's machine, and that is extremely dangerous. It's almost like a remote control of the victim's machine. Another type of Trojan is a data sending Trojan. And this is also very prevalent because this type of Trojan obtains sensitive information from a victim's machine, and when that sensitive information is found, it emails the attacker things like passwords, credit card details, any sensitive information that it will find, it will automatically email that to the attacker. Very dangerous because we've seen instances where people have opened additional bank accounts linked to that a person's online account and are then able to transfer funds between accounts to PayPal, all these different things that then cause even further financial loss to the actual victim. Another type of Trojan is the destructive Trojan. These destructive Trojans are built to basically damage settings on the victim's machine. They can delete critical files, then also allow the user to want to reboot the machine, and when the user tries to reboot the machine is then unable to log in, unable to reboot after that, basically lose critical files, and will then have to reinstall Windows, bootloaders, etc. to get the machine up and running. And this can cause some significant loss of resources, of files, and even time. One other type of Trojan I want to talk to you about is the denial of service or DOS Trojan. These denial of service Trojans basically cause the network to become choked with useless and unnecessary traffic. Now, this attack basically exploits a limitation in the TCP/IP protocol. While there are software fixes to enable this to be prevented in some way, you have firewalls that can help detect this type of attack. The problem is that these Trojans are in most cases very difficult to detect and mitigate against. So let's look now at how we can start building a Trojan and then demonstrate how we can perform some of these attacks. Remember, these lessons that I'm sharing with you are purely from an information point only. This is not meant for you to learn to then go on and create malware and create Trojans to infect other users, because there could be some significant liabilities and prosecution if you are found guilty. Now, to build a Trojan, we need a C or C++ compiler to build this particular Trojan. So let's go and find a compiler in the next video where you can actually start building your first Trojan to see how this all works in practice.